GDAX, Trading Cryptos, a simple trading hack that helps you enter trades. How many of you have entered a trade to have it go against you almost immediately after entering the trade? I have experienced this many times too. Luckily, over the last 2 decades, I've discovered some things that will help stack the odds in your favor. So let's take a look at what the GDAX trading platform has to offer in the way of helping us make trade decisions. First, I see that the GDAX is a very clean platform, and I like that, but it's also somewhat limited. The GDAX platform offers line charts and candlesticks. I have to say that after 24 years of trading, I really never found much use for line charts. I suppose they help some people, but I've never figured out a reason to use them. I really like the candlesticks. So let's talk about the candlesticks briefly, just in case you're new to them. They're called candles because many of the formation look like candles. Here's an ideal one right here. It looks like a candle with a little wick at the top. So you have your bullish candlesticks, which are the green ones, and you have your bearish or the down candlesticks, which are your red ones. Let's take a look at one of these bullish candlesticks. They tell us a story of what happened the day before. Like right here would be the open. This Bitcoin price drives all the way up to the top here, and then it settles back down and closes right here. The next day it opens here. The price goes down to this wick at the bottom. It has a bottom wick on this particular one, and then it goes all the way up to here for the high for the day, and then it comes back and settles back down in here. Let's take this one over here. This was a down day. This was a trading day open with Bitcoin right here. The price drives all the way down and then comes back, closes here. The next day it opens here, drives up, drives back down, and then back up. So you kind of get an idea of what's going on. Now when you look at these and think about trading mentality, it kind of starts telling you a story. So here where you open, it goes all the way down to the bottom, which tells you there's a lot of selling pressure. That tells me that people were scared. Selling pressure drives it down, but now what it's telling me, because it finishes up here, there's a bunch of buyers in here. They decided, hey, Bitcoin has gone low enough, and I'm going to take it and drive it back up to this level. And that's kind of what that candle tells me for that day. This day here, it opens here and goes up. What was happening here is the buyers, the bullish people, were trying to continue this rally from yesterday, where they rallied back up late in the day. They're trying to continue it on up this day. It just was not enough power to sustain. It drives down, there's a little more sell-off, and it comes back up and closes here. So you start reading a story based on these candles, and you can go to each one of these candles, and each individual day will tell you a certain story. Alright, so one major thing I look at in these candles is price action. Do the candles, are they showing me upward momentum, or are the candles showing me lower momentum? Let me take these moving averages off so we can kind of see a little bit better. So one way I'll look at this, and most experienced traders look at this, are you having higher highs and higher lows? Let's just say the pattern we're looking at begins right here. Here's your low for the day, and here's your high for the day. Comes up here, you have a higher low and a higher high. Come to this next one, you have a higher low and a higher high. So we're looking for a higher highs, and we're looking for higher lows. This, when you get 3 consecutive days, is a confirmed upward movement. I would not necessarily say this is an upward trend, but it shows there's definitely buying pressure. And when you look at several of the other things that I teach you in later videos, this may help you determine if this is a good decision to go into this crypto or not. Over here, you see there's a downturn, and you look for the opposite. You look for lower lows and you look for lower highs. So you have your low here, you have a lower low here, and a lower low here. You have your high here for this day, a high for this day, and a high for this day. So you're always looking for lower highs and lower lows if you're looking for a downward market, higher highs and higher lows for an upward market. So do not get confused. I'm not saying that these 3 days of higher highs and higher lows is my signal to get into a trade, although in some situations it could be. I'm saying that this is just something I always look at. I've been doing this so long that looking for these setups is almost second nature. I do this without thinking. So you need to develop this skill as you're looking at charts, and we get more in depth and start looking at different things in the back of your mind, like a program running in the back of your mind. Are you seeing higher highs and higher lows? Are you seeing lower lows or lower highs? Or are you seeing kind of a jumbled up issue like you have right here? So again, develop that skill, let that become second nature to you. So I promised a simple little entry hack. I thought while we were talking about basic candlestick structure that this would be a good time to make this point. We talk about things that's second nature. So what is the one thing I do on almost every trade? I only enter when the previous candle closes in the top 25% of the trading range. So let's just randomly pick this candle here. I would want to enter on this day if this particular day trading period had closed in the top 25%, and it did. If I was wanting to enter this day, I would look and say, did this candle close in the top 25%? Well, it's hard to tell, so I wouldn't do it. What about this day? Would I enter this day based on this candle? No, it didn't close in the top 25%, so I wouldn't. What about this day? Yes, it closes in the top 25% of its trading range for that day. So tomorrow, or the next trading period, I would enter on this day. Again, this isn't a trading strategy. This is another one of those second nature things you just kind of develop as you go along, that you really want to enter on a period. If you're looking for a time period going up, you want to enter on that period only if the previous period has been showing positive momentum. And what you're looking for there, what the story tells you, is there's a lot of buyers. Buyers wanted to buy enough of this stuff that it stayed in the top 25% or closed out in the top 25%. The next trading period, it starts going up. That's your key to get into it. So you know this previous time period, people want to buy, you're buying into a situation where there's even more people wanting to buy. So the odds are stacked in your favor that this will go up. What you don't want to happen is to buy into this day, the trade it into the top 25%, the next day opens here, it goes this high, and then you get slammed down. I've had hundreds of trades like that in my life. But if you buy in a good momentum trade, it will help you. It doesn't always work. Again, this is not a trading system. This is just something to help stack the odds in your favor as you develop your trading system. If you look at this one particular candle here, you would buy in the top 25%, it opens here and goes up just a little bit, and you're back down. But there's more protection. If you look at the odds of this, there's more protection because you bought in the top 25% here. You don't get slammed down as much as you do here when you didn't buy when the previous signal was in the top 25%. I hope that makes a little sense to you. It is not a trading system. It is a way of stacking the entry into your favor. So again, even if the trade goes against you, it helps the momentum of this trade going up and closing the top 25% stacks things in your favor so that you do not get slammed out so hard that next day. You actually have opportunity to get out with minimal losses. Here, you may not have that opportunity to get out with minimal losses. So if you aren't familiar with candles, there's literally thousands of books and videos. You can learn everything you ever wanted to know about candlestick trading. But I do not know if you really want to go down that rabbit hole. I've read hundreds of books, watched hours of video. I've been in trading clubs and mastermind groups, and I have friends that trade. After all that, I've basically just come up with 5 candle patterns I look for. So if you don't want to go through a dozen or so years of researching, and verifying what works and what doesn't work through trial and error, you want to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming out with videos each day. I'm beginning with the very basics, and we'll be moving toward more specifics and then into actual live trades. So you'll want to subscribe and ding that bell so that you don't miss a minute. Also, I'm working on putting together a complete and total course using my trading strategies and philosophies. I wanted to do this ever since the housing crash, and I saw lots of people get hurt there, so I've always wanted to try to help people the next time something big comes around. The housing crash, much like the tech bubble, much like I'm seeing in cryptos right now, people thought things would go up forever. They did not recognize the difference in a slight downturn and when the market had truly turned against them. I've always felt like I should try to help other people. So subscribe to my channel. I'll keep you updated and educated as we move along. In trading and in all business, you can't run around busy and scared every day. You must have the mindset of a lion. You must dominate your space. Remember, if you don't kill it, your family doesn't eat. This is Blake Storm, SniperInvestor.com.